Hey there, this is Marlon from marlonmcpherson.com, and in this video I'm going to talk about what type of content to create. So if you're just starting out and you know you need to be doing content marketing to attract people to your brand and your business, you know that there's multiple ways in which you could create content, but the struggle is to actually figure out what is most suitable to do, what's going to be most effective for you, and what's making sense for your type of business to actually do. So hopefully this video is going to sort of like break some of the various types of content down and give you some ideas to actually take forward into deciding how to approach your content marketing, and actually just to get started, what you can do to get the ball rolling. This is the most important aspect of it, just to get started with something, because at the end of the day, momentum is what you're looking for at the start when you have literally nothing. You're there at zero. You need some traction. You need something behind you to, keep pushing you. You need to actually start with something. So what I'm going to go through is like 4 different types of content here that you could be making. And you can then decide which one you might want to start off with. Some people start with doing multiple, but you could just start with one that is most effective at for what you're doing, and that makes the most sense for you. So I've broken it down here into written content, into videos, into audio, and into visual content. Okay, and that's pretty much self-explanatory. The written content is more about your blog posts or articles, and this is what you could do if you are okay with writing. If you're pretty good at writing, you've got the knowledge of what you want to write about, or if you have to go and do research and package things up in a very concise, powerful, value-packed blog post that gets ranked by Google and gets found by the spiders that crawl the internet, from Google and all the other search engines, then you could start getting some traction that way. However, if you are not great at writing and you feel that, okay, you're going to struggle with that, maybe one of the other options are for you. But if you feel that writing is actually going to be great for your business, but you just don't have the ability or the understanding of how to put together a really great blog post, what you could do is get all your ideas written down rough, and you could then work with a content writer and editor to get that put together as a good written blog post that you can publish. It's still your ideas, it's still your words, it's still your concept, but you're just going to outsource the writing part of it. Maybe you do the research and you put all the things in place, and you speak to your content writer to get them to, make sure that they've got everything covered that you want them to cover, and they just take care of that for you. Obviously, that's going to be a bit more of an expense for you to do that. But if it's something that is going to obviously benefit your business, you should be looking to working with the right people that have the expertise in the various areas. But with that being said, let's move on to the next thing here, which are videos. Now, videos, I'm a big advocate for videos. That's one of the primary types of content that I do. And I feel that videos is something that you have to learn. Obviously, you have to start and learn how to present and how to figure this out. I'm still not great. You can probably tell that I'm not 100% comfortable all the time on camera. And it can take a long time to make your videos, because if you're going to nitpick and be a perfectionist, and every little mistake you want to cut out, or you want to start over and stuff like that, it can take you ages. Plus then the editing has to be done, and all the other stuff that needs to be added in at post-production. It can be a much bigger task to undertake to do videos. So that's something you need to consider. However, that being said, the benefits of doing video are really well worth it. Because number one is that most of the platforms online are pushing video very, very hard. Google is actually favoring video above just written content. So if you are somebody that does YouTube videos, for example, which Google owns YouTube, if you didn't know that, they actually push YouTube videos in the top search results when you put in a Google search on Google itself, not on YouTube. I've managed to rank a few videos over the last few years on my music production brand, which essentially when someone searches a particular search term, I'm one of those people that comes up in the top results. I was at number 1 at one point, but I'm always on the first page. So this is without a blog post. It's literally just the video from YouTube that gets ranked on Google, as well as if you search the same term on YouTube as well. So that's a strategy that is really powerful. And if you can combine the video with a blog post or some other piece of content, then it can even make it more powerful. So the next piece that I want to talk about is audio. Audio is essentially just spoken word, or it could be music in the form of a podcast. This is how I'm publishing a lot of my content now as well, through audio. And depending on the context, music also can be a piece of content that delivers value to people and attracts customers. You could be a musician and you're just showcasing your skills. You could be a session musician, or you could be a singer, recording artist, whatever. You're just putting out music and you're attracting the right people, whether it is that you want to work with other bands, or you want to you want to collaborate, or you want to just get fans that are going to actually buy your music or book you, then that's a piece of content for you to constantly put out music or behind the scenes of your recordings and things like that. Visual is a big part of things as well. This takes into consideration images and designs or infographics. So if you're a designer, photographer, or someone that does anything that's super visual, or even if you sell physical products and you want to take pictures of the process of putting together those products, if you want to show behind the scenes and share that on Instagram, share that on Facebook, that's a great way to publish content as well. Places like Pinterest is great for imagery, because that's what they primarily focus on. And Pinterest is a great way for you to drive traffic as well. So that's something you need to consider when it comes on to the types of content you're publishing. Now, all of these are not suitable for every kind of business. So it's down to you to assess what type of content is most suitable for what you do. Also, what is relevant and what is, I guess, great for you to start with, what is suitable for you to start with and doesn't really become a burden. Because if the content becomes a burden for you to produce and get published, you might not do it as often as you should, or you might not do it at all. And the hardest part is to get started. So you could just pick one, get started with that. I, for example, started out with video, and video is still my primary source of content. Now, I've actually adopted a multimedia type of approach in the last I would say in the last few months, I've started to do things where I'm publishing out to multiple areas now, whereas before I was just focusing on video. So my videos, for example, I've stripped out the audio from some of those videos and actually published those as podcast episodes. Even though they're videos, I think that people can still get value out of it. And not everyone is able to sit and watch a video, because you have to look at a screen when you're watching the video. Otherwise, you're not obviously going to see what's going on. And if, say, you want to just listen to the video playing in the background and you're on your phone, you can't lock your phone. The video stops. Whereas with a podcast app, you have the audio streaming in the background from your phone, regardless of whether or not the phone screen is on. So that's one thing to think about. Plus, if you have your content diversified across multiple platforms and multiple apps, you have more reach, you have more leverage to reach more people, and you're not beholden to one particular platform. So people can have a choice, or if something goes wrong with one of your platforms, you still have something out there where people can actually find you. So hopefully this has brought you some value. If you've got any questions or if you've got any struggles, just leave them in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can reach out to me at marlonmcpherson.com, where you can also find services on there like my consulting, which can help you become unstuck if you're stuck with what you're doing. Thank you for watching, and do feel free to subscribe to the channel and leave me a review for the podcast version of my content, which is Future Steps Creative on Stitcher and on Apple Podcasts. Thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.